Hello, everybody, hello. So, I've been away from my channel for a very long time. I uploaded some videos yesterday and one today, but I was away for a long time because I was in the hospital and I had a surgery, and I've just experienced the most painful period of my entire life because I had very, 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 very severe stomach pain, and I was basically puking all day for multiple days. I could barely move out of my bed. It was just a horrible, horrible time. And then I ended up realizing after multiple hospital visits that it was an abdominal obstruction, which means something got stuck in my intestines and they had to remove that. But anyway, so now that I'm back, of course, I noticed something very striking, and that was that I'd lost a ton of weight. All right, I'm a pretty fit person. I go to the gym a lot. I have not a lot of muscle, but I have quite a bit of muscle overall. And I realized I lost all of it. All right. And because I couldn't eat for multiple days, and when I did eat, it came straight out nearly immediately after I'd eaten it. So naturally, I would have lost a ton of weight. And when you lose a little weight very rapidly, you lose your muscle. Okay? And realizing that my body has really, really changed, seeing how thin I've gotten, how painfully thin, and how much weight I lost, my first thought was, oh my goodness, now how am I going to go back to the gym looking like so different to what I normally look like? Okay, and all that judgment came up for me, so much judgment. You look so ugly right now. This is not what we're used to. It's, of course, natural to really notice these things and feel very negative about the whole experience. Like it wasn't painful enough, and now I have to deal with the aftermath, right? And like I can't really exercise for 6 weeks to be able to go back to my older shape. And so that will be something I will have to contend with for a long time. And if you've had this experience before as well, where something happened, maybe you also were at the hospital for a very long time, or generally you just had a specific period of time where you couldn't exercise, eat properly, or anything like that, and you noticed a very massive difference in your body and felt very horrible, especially if you had already been fit before, then you know very well this feeling very well, very intimately, and how horrible it feels to do this 180 and how ashamed you might feel. And that's where naturally I went in with self-love. Okay, and that's the topic of today's video, is self-love and loving yourself at your worst. Okay, so of course our bodies are a really big source of shame for a lot of people, right? You might think, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, and you might prevent yourself from really living your life because of that thing, because of that shame you feel, right, towards yourself. And again, that can really prevent you from living because you feel that. For example, you might not allow yourself to wear certain dresses, if you're a woman, or certain shirts if you're a man, or something like that. Like for example, right now for me, I I I feel comfortable wearing skirts. I don't feel comfortable wearing leggings because my legs are gone. So it's very odd. It's very odd to be seeing that. And then what I remember is that one of my biggest assignments at this point in time is loving myself. That's one thing I've been trying to do. And so that instantly changes the current circumstances, to go from, oh my god, I need to get my older physique back as quickly as possible, and I'm going to hide my body until then. I'm not going to wear leggings. I'm going to avoid the gym. I'm going to do all these kinds of things so I don't really feel a shame come up. So I don't really feel like everyone's eyeballs are on me, because they will notice how different I look, which is probably never going to happen. Most people are not going to care, apart from some that are just going to notice and just going to go about their day, and they're not going to really care. It's all in your head, because you know yourself. You look at yourself every day. You think your thoughts. So naturally, you notice things. Okay, you're going to notice the pimple that formed on your face, and you're going to assume that everybody's noticing it, right? You're going to gain a little bit of weight, and you're going to feel like everybody's just noticing that and paying attention. Although I guess with weight, a lot of people do kind of comment on that. It's very common to have people be like, oh, you've gained weight, you lost a lot of weight. So people really love to comment on this, which is arguably quite annoying. But at any rate, the fact that I am actually trying to love myself more, and that's kind of like one of my assignments in life right now as I see it, then this is actually a big blessing. Okay, accepting myself how I am, because change is inevitable. Okay, change is natural. Okay, we change with the seasons. All right, we change all the time, and we tend to be very unkind to ourselves whenever we notice change. Okay, so that doesn't have to be something as extreme as I've lost all my muscle and I've dropped like 10 kg or something. It doesn't have to look like something so dramatic and striking, but it might look like you just having a bad day. Okay, it might look like you having a bad month. It might look like you being depressed for a period of time. It might look like you being a woman and being more frustrated when you're on your period, or feeling sadder, or things like that. We naturally change. Okay, we change with the seasons, we change all the time, and our bodies as well are also subject to change, right? It might be again like something you get frequently, like you get bloated, for instance, when you're on your period or something like that, right? Or I don't know, you don't have the pump you have after the gym, and so you feel kind of like you're deflated a lot of the time throughout the day, and then you just like how you look post a gym session. Whatever that looks like, we change all the time. Our bodies change, and when we make our self-love conditional, that means, again, it's not real self-love. As I've mentioned multiple times before, it's not self-love if it's conditional. If I'm going to love my body when it's at its best, when it looks its best, when I've just, I don't know, completed my cut. Say I had a bulk and then I went through a cut phase and then I looked my absolute best. No, that is not going to be when that's not going to be self-love if I'm loving myself when I've reached that state. It's going to be something that's continuous. Okay, so every moment, wherever you are with your body, whatever phase you're currently at in your life with something, it's normally a blessing. Okay, it will be whatever lens you are willing to perceive it through. Okay, so in this case, for me, that will be through a self-loving lens. It's okay if my body is just thin and there's no muscle there. It's okay, and later I will have to feel weak because I won't have exercise for a very long time. I will feel very weak. So my numbers at the gym are going to look different. I won't be able to handstand, and I'm gonna feel that frustration again. So again, I will need to exercise this other muscle that I do have of self-love. So for yourself as well, if you are at a phase where you're at your worst, something has happened, maybe you yourself have just gotten out of a hospital, or you are whatever has happened to you that's changed the territory completely. Find the courage to have that self-love, because this is when you'll need it most, and this is when you're actually going to learn the skill. You're not going to learn the skill when you don't need it. You're going to learn it right now when it's the most relevant for you to exercise it. Okay, so that's the message for today. More like my second message for today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you later.